Hi guys, this is pretty random. I have just suddenly felt like encouraging someone out there by posting a video of my tiny little bedsitter in 87 Kino. Most of the time I am here and I like my tiny little life here. So I just wanted to encourage someone, show someone that it's possible to, like, you have enough space around you. I put a lot of thought into my space, and it's now what I envisioned it to be, which is a space where I can move around, do many things, and not feel like I'm craving like a one bedroom or just a larger space. So I must say a few disclaimers here that number one, this is so random. I have not prepared myself for this video. Please don't bash the quality of this video. Don't bash the quality of my hair, the quality of anything. I know basically some women out there will cringe at some of the things that happen in this house. And even my mother out there, if she sees how I'm arranging my things, she might completely freak out. But I mean, I just wanted to come as honest as I am. Life is crazy, and so I don't do things so perfectly. And this is working for me, basically, even if it's not perfect. So I'm really sorry if anything you see offends you really badly. But you know, if you have some needs, you just meet them, okay? So after having said that, let's go right into it. Okay guys, I'm really sorry about the music that is behind me. I do live in a city after all, so you're going to hear much of what your neighbors are doing, so that's pretty normal. Here we have the house, which is, you can see, this is what I can see is my kitchen area, pretty small, but it's enough for one, it's enough for me. I have the burner that just has like two burners basically, and that's the gas that comes with it basically. That's my dustbin, which I got from Naivas in Westlands area. Me and plants have a very young relationship, so I have a long way to go. I have my guitar up there. What you're seeing is curtains that I got back when I was in campus, which in 2016 I think. And so I haven't adjusted them. The one, as you can see, is a bit too big. Even when I get to a house, the first thing I look for is that it has curtain rods in that style. And so I'm happy to just keep using something that I did way back in campus. This other piece, I just folded it so that it can fit over there. And yeah, for the details, it's just this what can you call it? Can you call it Masai thing? I just got from downtown in CBD, and then had a tailor blend it with something at the bottom there, which is another fabric. Yeah, basically there's just like a bit of tailor work that I did there. I know I can get better curtains, but there was no incentive to, because this was always around from my previous house. Then generally I like storing everything and putting things away unless I really need them. So in here you'll just find like maybe 3 or 4 plates, just 2 bowls, not much basically. It's not the most organized place. I literally have just like 3 cups in total in this house. The rest of the stuff and I know you guys might cringe, is I will put them inside this basin thing that I got from Naivas, okay? And there's a bit more stuff here. Then I have like a little shelf over there. It's not the most organized, but it has what I need basically. It holds my spices. There's my little fridge, which I bought from someone for just 10,000 shillings. I like to keep Doom and Jig available because I am obsessed with Jig and Doom. Yeah, Jig is mostly because of the white stuff that I have. I'm big on white stuff, so you'll see later that my carpet and a few other stuff are white, so no wonder the overdrive with Jig. That kitchen area which I have separated by this kind of DIY bar table. I had someone assemble this for me, a carpenter just assembled locally. It didn't cost more than 9k to do it. I did these chairs separately, done somewhere in Donholm, again very cheaply. I think they might have been 2k or 3k per chair. So so yeah, so that is what separates what I feel is my, you know, my kitchen area from my, like, can you say living room, or, you know, relaxing room, or, you know, little sitting room area. I should also show you the probably creative or downright upsetting thing that is lighting on top of that. I have always wanted to cover the wires you see up there. Is it wires? The electricity lines, but I've just never gotten time to do it, so then they'll just, I guess, look like that. And so yeah, and just behind me is opposite is my toilet and bathroom area. Okay, so then we have that living room, makeshift living room, and let me just finish with this side. I have my heater there because in this Kino 87 area it can get quite cold. I have my damp belts down there. Yeah, and just as a side note, I'm into exercise and fitness. Hit me up for a coaching session, for probably if you want a workout buddy. So as you can see, I have quite a thing for plants. So we have a real plant there. That's should be the spider plant, and it behaves quite well if you give it just a bit of water per week. That wine bottle has been around for probably a year. It is not for drinking. The wine glasses are not for drinking. They are just for propping up as decor. We have a plant up there that you can see at the top, and that's fake. I always like to balance my fake plants with some real plants, and just kind of have a bit of greenery going on in my space. And so I've propped up my books as well. These are my makeshift candle holders. You can see I've burnt some candles. And then, you know, we have it's such a darling, the snake plant. Snake plants can just survive on their own with nothing, no care. As in, yeah, they're the real survivors. So that one is doing well without much input from me. Yeah, so this laptop holder is just something that I use because for many years I've been having bad posture, and I think I need to kind of raise my neck and raise my shoulders as I'm working. Then we have this foldable chair. Where did I get it from though? There's like a sports shop in the hub, but I'll try to link all these things in my description. It's a foldable chair, so I can just fold it up and put it away where it can't be seen, or I can even carry it outside and bask if I want to bask. So this safari chair is really good. I also like that it's just like a kind of light piece of furniture. Sorry about the wires, like the mess that is going on there. I think it's because of those lighting stuff. I mean, they're not connected. Like you can connect them to the sockets, that's what I mean, and you can just switch them off and on if you like. It's like a lamp but elongated. And the reason I did that is usually I like buying things that in my mind they're going to like stay a really long time. I hate the idea of doing something, even if it's DIY, just spending money on something that I'm going to need to upgrade or need to remove or need to. So anything I buy, if it's that safari chair, in my mind I try to buy something that I can say, you know, even if I were to stay here or live in Nairobi for a really long time, I would still love the same piece, and I would still appreciate it much later. So basically the aspect of timelessness is very important to me. I can have stuff up there, so I'm utilizing more of the height like the height space of this house, and not just the, you know, the length space. Yeah. And then so my living area is this. You're seeing 2 pianos, and that explains my huge obsession with music. And as a side note, I also have a music business where I teach people music. And so if you might be interested in that, please check my description below. I teach classical piano, I teach contemporary piano, I also teach guitar, which you can see there. And so yeah, I have this chair, again, just in the spirit of keeping things that are timeless and keeping things that help me with my posture, because I sit long hours. It's a fact that I sit long hours working and playing piano, so it made sense for me to invest in things like this and things like and this laptop stand here. So so I mean, basically I have invested in my business, which are the pianos, and I don't have a TV basically. I think if I needed to watch anything, the laptop is enough, and I'm someone who is always trying to reduce my dependency on entertainment and TV for that matter. So I have that which I got from Lake Naivas. I think it was Hell's Gate, you know, one of those Maasai guys who sell you stuff. So I thought that was cute. And that's a fake plant. That's a storage thing, and I think behind it, underneath this thing, I've labeled something there, and it says things I I barely use, but I am afraid to throw. Yes, so you can see how I think sometimes. Sometimes there are those things which you know you have not used like the whole year, but when you're like, can I give this away, you're like, no, I'll still use it. So then I created a box for that. That's music output for that guitar, so that's just, so now I'm putting my towels there, but I feel like I still have work to do in this place. I know the towel thing can look better, I even think that there's a lot of opportunity to do some artwork. I don't like my walls. I think I could paint them and I could put something really huge on top of that piano, some artistic thing and some other stuff to do there. So this is still work in progress, I think. Many people find it completely unreasonable to have a white carpet inside here. One could say that instead of buying such an expensive carpet, instead of buying such an expensive chair, instead of buying, a lot of jig and a lot of doom, I would have just used the money for a bigger place, basically, and not have to cram myself inside this space. But I think this space speaks to into who I am as a person. I'm introverted and I like some of the nice things of life. Hey guys, my other phone just died on me right now, and I'm so sorry because it had the nicer video quality basically. So we'll have to deal with my backup phone. I just have to do this because I feel like if I leave this video unfinished, I might not come back to it. Things are really busy in my life right now. So anyway, I think I was saying that I want to represent people who are like me, who are skewed a certain, probably a different way than most people. The way I like working is having an environment that is really soothing for me. And so I'd rather be in a tiny place where I feel like I am in a way surrounded by love, surrounded by plants, surrounded by, things that are my passions or my hobbies, and feel like the space is really like giving me that motivation. I mean, it's a bad world out there. Don't you think it's a bad world? This Nairobi is just so fast-paced. Yeah. So that closet thing I got also from Naivas. And we have that vacuum cleaner, which for some reason I have not used much. It has just been laying there for a while, but it was on a huge discount from Carrefour in Sarit Center. And then the fan is also from Naivas Westlands. Basically, again, they look like a bit of expensive things, but the mindset is that anything I spend money on should really try to serve me for like forever. So, yeah. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that you may have noticed that I kind of have a color scheme. So, again, being introverted and being very sensitive, I'm not one to like too many colors around me. And so I have kept things mostly with the browns, mostly whites, blacks are allowed, and anything related to brown. So things like pink and red can be allowed. That is also like what can you say? It's pink towards purple. Even my gas, I had to choose the orange one because in my head, orange is related to brown. And probably the only other color you'll see is the plants, which have to be green. But basically anything I buy, down to even like even just plates and cups, I'm always trying to make their colors related to what I like. And so I think this space gives me the serenity I need to wind down, to get into work, to focus. So, I mean, that might be useful for you. We just have clothes in there and we have extra blankets and duvets inside there and a bunch of you know, the girl stuff, basically a girl stuff are inside there. And then that's my little shoe rack. And then there's this thing which should be interesting for you guys. What is this? This is a propped up bed. Basically, this is welding work. What is inside there is just a frame of iron, yani chuma. So nilienda kwa mtu wa chuma na nikamwambia tengeneza kitu that is this big, this wide. I really tried to match it with the, you know, that length there. And I said this would just kind of be my bedroom area. So I told the chuma guy to just make a frame. And this is important because the frame houses inside it all my other shenanigans, all my stuff, all the supplies I have, all things I usually don't need at the moment go inside there. And then this cardboard on top is, I just did it now to now seal the thing, because the frame was just, how can you say, it's just like a, I mean, it was empty. Like if I remove that cardboard, you can see all the stuff that is underneath there. And so I got someone for woodwork and just made a little cardboard thing to cover it up. And again, it had to be brown. And so it's not the cutest thing, but it works for me. And so what do I have in there? I basically, as I said, have supplies in there. Let me just show you. It's a bit dark. I have an extra set of drawers that I bought when I was a few years ago, and I didn't want to get rid of it. I also bought it from Naivas. And then, so inside here, it's quite dark. Usually I even have to go with a torch inside there. So I'll keep things that I don't really need now. And so for me, spring cleaning and arranging is something I do periodically. So if I notice some clothes I just never use, some boxes, so I'll fit it all down there. If I buy extra, like let's say if I buy extra tissues and extra powder soap, extra, I have a carpet inside there. So that is really my store. And I usually arrange my space in that if in the last 6 months I have not used anything, the more I push it to that side. So if eventually I need it, like let's say I need some very old documents that I used back in high school, then comes the painful work of entering in there with a torch, removing things and accessing that box of like documents and retrieving it. So is it painful to go in there? Yes. But is it like a cost I have taken up in order to save the rent of a 1-bedroom and save and have the space that is as nice as I want it to be? Yes, and I'm happy to take that up. This mattress of mine, just show you, I got from Dr. Mattress, and I actually had to make it custom made. Everything needed to fit within that length, as I said. So, and also it needed to be also a certain width so that I can have some space there. And so there was no standard size in the market, and I had to get that just a bit more expensively. So I'm happy to sleep in a tiny bed on top of a bed frame. And, you know, I'll have my stuff there. That's pillows and extra bedding. Sometimes it just gets so cold and I throw on the extra bedding. And usually I like to prop all my pillows up, like stacking them up, and then I'll just sit in bed and work from there. So I like working there. I like sitting here and placing that which looks like a kind of flat surface. I like putting it on some place on top of the piano, and then that's a second desk, and then that's a third desk. So if I'm so tired and I just want to be comforted, then I'll just come and work in bed, or I do some studies, so I'll study in bed as well. Yeah, for some reason that just works for me. And what else haven't I shown you guys? Okay guys, so thanks for following that house tour, little house tour. This is called Blossom Plot, Kariango A. It's honestly quite a distance to the road. So there's around 800 meters of rough road to total 87. Which again is like 20 to 30 minutes to Westlands. So I am quite far off inside. The bright side is that I pay just around 8K in rent. Water is always in supply. I have no problems of water, and there's a tank of water, and electricity is good. It is on the whole just reliable. The weather is good for me. I'm quite sensitive. I have eczema. So when I go, for example, to Donholm, I have a real outburst of rashes and just being inflamed. And so this place is much tolerable for me. It can get just a bit colder than the rest, a bit more rainy than the rest, but these are things that I appreciate. I don't get too much sun, but it does show on the outside, and I think I will just give you a sneak peek of the sun. And so if I want to bask, then I will take the chair that I just showed you and just go to the sun and bask for a while. So security is also okay on the most part. I must say that I work from home, so I think it would be more of a pain if I had to get up and go to work daily. But if you're like me, you work from home, or you have your own business, or you're a student, I think it's okay to live far away from the road. And so for me, security is fine. This court has a watchman, so, and I've not heard of like incidences or anything, so it's okay for me. I think it hasn't given me a reason to be worried yet. I genuinely like this place. I think I have lived here for about 1.5 years, and I think I will leave some important details on the description. Again, you can come to me for music lessons, or if you know anyone who wants music lessons, you can come for me for workout training, personal training. I'm very much in the health and nutrition space as well, so I can handhold you in that if you're interested in that. And please spread my name widely where you can, so that I can improve people's lives and help them be happier, in short, through everything that I can do. If you like hosting people, you like having friends, you like, maybe this is not the best thing for you. If you like really peace and quiet, then yeah, this might not also work for you, because again, you can hear, like on weekends, my neighbor will turn on their music, and so we'll be listening together to her music. I think I've literally covered everything I could cover for someone who is doing this on, like, completely unplanned, and it's very impromptu. Please, please, I mean, if you like what I have done and I see it in the likes, I think I'll be very motivated to find the time to do something as impromptu as this again. So I'd really appreciate it if this has vibed with you in a way. Put it in the comments. If you have even more DIY ideas, put it in the comments. If you have advice for me in terms of looking for a house and things I should prioritize, put it in the comments. And, you know, just happy to bless someone, a 20-something-year-old who is just trying to do life and reduce their costs and enjoy their space. So, bye, guys.